Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. We're going to dive into an exciting journey through human sensory and cognitive development across the entire lifespan, from the earliest moments of infancy through childhood, adulthood, and into aging. We'll explore how sensation, perception, action, and memory evolve and shape our experience of the world. I'm looking forward to unpacking these fascinating processes with you. Let's get started. When we think about our senses, vision usually stands out as the most valuable. In fact, about 80% of adults say that if they had to lose one sense, it would be vision they would miss the most. However, the sense of smell often doesn't get the attention it deserves. It's easy to overlook, but smell actually plays a huge role in enriching our lives. Together, all our senses, sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing, bring the world to life. They fill our experiences with vibrant colors, powerful scents, bold flavors, and beautiful sounds. Losing any one of these senses lessens how fully we can connect with and understand our surroundings, showing just how essential each sense is to our daily functioning. Sensation is our starting point. It's how our sensory receptors pick up information from the environment and send signals to our brain. But just detecting stimuli isn't enough. That's where perception comes in. Perception takes this raw sensory data and makes sense of it, helping us understand what's happening around us. Then, based on that understanding, we trigger actions, our motor responses. Whether it's something simple like getting up because the doorbell rings, or something complex like an athlete reacting instantly to a fast pitch, this seamless connection between sensation, perception, and action is what allows us to interact effectively with the world. When we talk about theories of perception, there are three main perspectives to consider. First, the constructivist perspective suggests that perception is something we build up over time. It emphasizes that our experiences and learning play a crucial role in how we interpret sensory information, meaning perception is not immediate but constructed through interaction with the world. Next, the nativist view takes a different approach. It argues that many perceptual abilities are innate, meaning we're born with them. According to this view, our brain matures following certain biological programs, enabling us to directly interpret sensory data without needing prior experience. Finally, there's the ecological theory, which presents perception as a direct process. Ecological theorists believe that the environment itself provides all the necessary information, called affordances, that we need to perceive objects and navigate our surroundings. In this view, perception is about directly picking up on cues available in the real world. Together, these perspectives offer distinct but valuable insights into how we perceive the world around us. Before babies are even born, most of their senses are already working to some degree. When they are born, their vision is quite blurry, about 40 times less clear than an adult's, but this improves steadily throughout the first year. Newborns tend to be drawn to bold, high-contrast patterns, which help them focus and learn visually. By around 2 to 3 months, infants start to recognize and differentiate faces reliably, which is crucial for social bonding. Depth perception takes a bit longer to develop, usually emerging between 4 and 6 months, and as babies begin to crawl, they learn to judge distances and avoid risks in their environment. Hearing is more advanced at birth. Newborns can recognize their mother's voice and respond to sounds they heard while in the womb. Other senses like taste, smell, touch, and even pain are functional from birth, and early sensory experiences combined with active exploration play a vital role in helping infants develop their perceptual abilities. As children grow, their sensory and motor development undergo significant refinement. For instance, visual acuity typically reaches adult levels between the ages of 4 and 6, while their ability to identify odors improves alongside language development, highlighting the close connection between our senses and communication. Motor skills also evolve, moving from simple reflexive responses to more coordinated, voluntary actions. By around 1 year, many children can perform the pincer grasp, a key milestone showing improved control. The dynamic systems theory provides a great framework for understanding how these motor skills emerge. It emphasizes the importance of sensory feedback and ongoing interaction with the environment in shaping a child's movements. Another important aspect is multisensory integration. As children develop, They become better at combining information from different senses, enhancing their perception and ability to respond appropriately to complex stimuli. Alongside these changes, attention spans grow longer and more selective. Children learn to focus systematically on sensory information, which helps them explore and understand their surroundings more effectively. Lastly, we see gender differences in motor skills, influenced by a combination of biological factors and environmental experiences. Recognizing these differences helps us understand the diverse ways children develop their abilities. During adolescence, one key development is improved attention, which is closely linked to myelination in the brain. This process helps teenagers sustain focus and selectively attend to important information more effectively. However, multitasking, which is very common among adolescents, actually hampers academic performance and even increases risks like distracted driving. Another challenge they face is visual strain, often caused by extensive screen time. Hearing is also vulnerable. Exposure to loud music and ear infections can pose risks to adolescents' hearing health. On a more positive note, elite athletes in this age group demonstrate exceptional perception-action coupling, a skill honed through both natural talent and rigorous practice. Finally, it's important to recognize how cultural environments shape sensory interpretation, influencing things like how odors are named or aesthetic preferences, showing that sensory development is deeply embedded within social contexts. As we age, our sensory thresholds tend to rise, which means it takes a stronger stimulus for us to detect sensations, and our overall perceptual abilities gradually decline. Visually, many older adults experience difficulties such as reading in low light, increased sensitivity to glare, and reduced visual sharpness. Conditions like macular degeneration become more common, further impacting vision. Attention also changes with age. While it peaks around midlife, it slowly declines afterward, making older adults more prone to distraction, especially during new or complex tasks. Hearing loss is another significant concern, primarily affecting the perception of high-frequency sounds and speech understanding. This issue is often made worse by cognitive challenges that accompany aging. Additionally, our senses of taste, smell, and touch don't remain as sharp, with the decline varying among individuals. It's important to note that loss of smell, or olfactory decline, has been linked to overall health outcomes. Despite these changes, many older adults develop strategies to compensate, and there's considerable variation in how individuals experience and adapt to sensory aging. Let's dive into the information processing model of memory, which breaks memory down into three main stores: sensory register, short-term memory, and long-term memory. This model helps us understand how information flows and is retained. Next, working memory plays a crucial role in actively processing information. It includes several components: the central executive, which directs attention, the phonological loop for verbal information, the visual spatial sketchpad for visual and spatial data, and the episodic buffer that integrates information across these different types. Memory itself can be categorized into implicit and explicit types. Implicit memory operates automatically and without conscious awareness, while explicit memory requires deliberate recall. In the brain, different areas handle different types of memory. The hippocampus is essential for explicit memory. The striatum supports procedural memory or habits, and the entorhinal cortex helps with spatial and episodic memory. When it comes to learning, several mechanisms are at play. Classical conditioning links stimuli with responses. Operant conditioning involves rewards and punishments, and social cognitive theory highlights learning through observing others and using cognition. Finally, it's important to note that memory and learning typically improve as we move through adulthood, though a moderate decline is common in old age. Understanding these concepts gives us a clearer picture of how memory and learning function throughout life.